Someone did what someone can do. Or some people. They made the video game version of one of the most influential and confusing TV shows ever made, Twin Peaks.
Damn good coffee.
David Lynch's expanded idea of Blue Velvet with a dwarf and a giant. It came along with the ambiguity and atmosphere that would help fuel Konami's ambitions to make us not only see but play something very disturbing, that being Silent Hill. Then decades later we get Twin Peaks Into the Night, a fan-made PS1 demo that recreates the events from the very first episode that aired back in 1990. And it feels remarkably like Silent Hill, minus the low-tier voice acting. It's kind of magical in its own right. With the attention to detail, there's Mike, Truman, and you can even catch the sitcom Invitation to Love. It's a real passion project, kind of that made by the fans for the fans, and it shouldn't get any better than that, unless they make the whole thing, of course. It always fascinates me what people can create with the established tech. It basically turns gamers into developers. Of course, one of the most famous esports came from this. But the way some people recreate things deserves a lot of say, such as Desert Storm or Shield with Battlefield, or the de-evolution of Doom to its original concept, Aliens. And of course, the title of this video, Redrum, The Shining 2. And I know what you're thinking. Wasn't there a Shining sequel? But better, I think you should have known what I was thinking, that it should have been a prequel. And while Dr. Sleep underperformed, I have to bring that down to bring this up. It was a notable little thing back in the late 90s. And while it does kind of sound like lost media, there was a site to it too. How this mod was created with the Duke Nukem 3D engine, recreating one of the most famous locations in film where the mind and the paranormal collide, the Overlook Hotel. From the Stanley Kubrick classic based on the Stephen King 1977 novel. A work so infamous due to how the writer and director differed on vision. By the way, I'm one of those mythical people who likes the film and novel that people say surely cannot exist. The level consists of the pop culture wisecracking icon shooting his way through the halls and rooms of the hotel, trying to find the explanations of the past events, fighting through shadow jacks, old acquaintances, unfriendly faces, and looking for Dick, or an explanation. You can find footage of the mod on YouTube, and you probably should have gone there instead of watched this. The work and attention to detail is awesome. With that old haunting music, encountering callbacks from the first movie, it's really impressive for something that was made back in the late 90s. 97 if the site's accurate. And for those who go deeper, they'll find a 2001 Easter egg. The monolith that appears in the Gold Room. It definitely captures that feeling of a nightmare that you can't wake up from, because it won't let you. It's even got the hedge maze. And even though I'm not sure it's 100% accurate to the blueprints of the place, it doesn't matter. It makes you have the experience of being lost in the halls of the dead. Pretty impressive with the graphical limitations of the time. And it also includes the dread of the liminal spaces. And even though it might not be as well structured as something like My House, it's definitely worth bringing up in discussions of legendary mods. If you want more info, check out the website. It seems that it was created by Brant Arnett, with Jerome Van Eichen writing the story, giving it some context. There's even images of what it looks like on the Quake 2 and Unreal Engine. And while I wish I could be giving you more trivia, it speaks for itself. It's gotta take someone as obsessive as myself to respect something that obsessive. Outpost 41, your time might come. Or maybe do the tourist trap house. Horror rules, brah.